Hello everyone and welcome. We have some interesting things to talk about. We're going to take a look at these rumors and the chances, and the actual chances of one of these remakes actually releasing this year, and if any facts back it up. You have likely seen rumors of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD or the Oracle of Ages and Seasons HD being posted in articles or videos every 2 or 3 months now, almost like a cycle on repeat. It seems some of these may have a bit of truth behind them. Obviously, don't believe every single thing you see or hear, and it's important to research the track record of the source claiming the leak. One of the last times this happened, it was simply because Breath of the Wild 2 was delayed, so people began to guess this meant Nintendo was for sure going to release them now, so they would have a Zelda game for 2022. Some people reported on these games being Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Some reported on them being a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD bundle. A few reported on them being Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, or even Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask HD bundle. This time it comes from Jeff Grubb, and specifically Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. To start, yes, he is actually knowledgeable and reliable, unlike others who have been claiming the same thing every 6 months for the past 5 years. He states, they want to have a Zelda thing every year. They've been holding on to this. Why wouldn't they just put it out this year? And if they don't put this out, or some other Zelda thing this year, instead of just waiting for Breath of the Wild 2, I just will not understand. I do think this game, as much as it was a joke in the Mega 64 video, I do believe it does actually come out in October. I think we get that in October, I think we get Metroid Prime Remaster in November, and I think we get Advance Wars 1 and 2 in December. The website makes sure to say, it's important to make it crystal clear that Jeff is more or less speculating in this video, however educated his guesses may be. He also had a similar quote making the rounds last year in 2021. This article says, during his Games Mess livestream where he was taking questions from the viewers, one of the viewers asked if Nintendo would talk about Metroid Prime 4 at E3 2021. To that, Grubb gave a disappointing response, saying that Nintendo won't say a word about Metroid Prime 4 till they get past a lot of other stuff. The other stuff included previously teased Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, new hardware, and all these other Zelda games we want to get out and re-released, hinting that he felt Nintendo was also holding off on stuff last year. But what do we actually know? As we and a lot of other people have reported, Nintendo has actually been trying to release something Zelda related every year, sometimes multiple things, and it has worked out well. The Zelda series is more popular than ever, so they would likely want to keep that popularity going. Is it possible with them hard at work on Breath of the Wild 2 though? Yes, they have multiple studios all working on different Zelda games. For Wind Waker HD, it originally took a small team less than 6 months to release. Nintendo themselves have stated when first porting games from Wii U to the Switch, as in this case with Breath of the Wild. Without any optimization or extra work, the game ran just as well on the Switch as it did on Wii U, if not better, which made porting games from Wii U to Switch easier than they originally intended. This is likely what led to so many games coming from Wii U to the Switch so quickly. So honestly, chances are Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were actually finished a long time ago, and just being held back until the right time to release, which is actually something Nintendo has stated they've done before. As for the studios working on the games, Grezzo themselves are known for how quick they can bring or port games to HD. Their last Zelda game was in 2019 with Link's Awakening, and their own website and job listings with rumors suggest they actually finished a Zelda game in 2020 or 2021 and began hiring for another unannounced Zelda game. Though rumors suggested one of these was Ocarina of Time, while the others may have been the Oracle games. Though, as we stated in this video, it would not be remade in the same engine as Link's Awakening, which was Unreal Engine, as they had a lot of trouble with it and began hiring developers for the Unity engine as soon as Link's Awakening released. With Tantalus, who just finished Skyward Sword HD last year, they would most likely be the ones who would have been asked to port Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD, as they were the original developers behind Twilight Princess's Wii U remaster, and it would probably take them less than a few months to have it ready, if Nintendo didn't already have the games finished and waiting. While there are still chances of Nintendo's mobile Zelda game and the new 2D Zelda game, which 𝗟𝗔𝗔 stated he wanted to use to evolve how we think of 2D Zelda games. The only other real chance of seeing something is if it is from Monolith Soft. But most debate if their new official Zelda team is simply helping on Breath of the Wild 2 or working on something entirely new, as Nintendo already has 2 Zelda teams dedicated to remasters and remakes. It's doubtful they would create a 3rd team just for remakes. So if not Breath of the Wild 2, we would be seeing something brand new from Monolith Soft. Instead of simply repeating what a bunch of other websites have said, we try to put some facts behind what the Zelda teams may be working on. We have other videos going more in depth, so if you're interested, please check them out. As for now, I would say yes, next month, chances are Nintendo will be showing us something Zelda related. They have multiple teams who have been working on multiple remasters or remakes. Grezzo has had more than enough time. They've began hiring for a completely second Zelda project, unless they just scrapped and completely started over. So I would say with this gap, it does present a new opportunity for Nintendo to release one of these Zelda projects they've been working on, and not have to worry about it being overshadowed by Breath of the Wild 2. So again, yes, I would be willing to bet we will see something Zelda related during Nintendo's big direct they usually have in June. And thank you for watching. We have a few new Patreon supporters that I would like to give a thank you to. If you would like your own shout out, then head over to patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive a ton of different rewards while helping us out. Those of you who are just donating a single $1, that really does help more than you would think. Thank you Monica Spath, NORNARB, Shadow to Us, SOBERX, 𝗟𝗲𝗄𝗧, Natsu, Rusty Caulfield, Zoe M, Candy, David Guthman, Ashton Wren, BKRS7, Blargnar, Chad Costin, Gus Calvo, Henry, Jesse Birch, Jesse Wood, Jon Snow, Larulian Sheep, Lovable Christie, Mr. Monocled Metroid, Super NX64, and ZAIN.